Hey everybody, Sam the Drummer here. Don't forget to check out samthedrummer.com for some cool drumming stuff and an opportunity to book lessons with me. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this and you want to see more content. Anyways, what I wanted to get into today is a relatively basic lesson. This will probably be one of the first things you're taught on the drum set or with percussion in general. And this is just how to hold the sticks. So I'm going to go over two different types of grip here. There's the German grip, number one, and then there's the French grip, number two. So the main difference between these grips is the mechanism that's going to be driving your strokes here. That's going to be actually moving the stick. So the German grip is going to utilize just your plain wrist movement, and then the French grip will utilize fingers. So without any further ado, for German grip, take your stick and you're gonna hold it, put it in between your thumb and your pointer finger, like such. Now for me, it sits comfortably just above that first knuckle there. And then wrap these three fingers around like such. And with German grip, it's very important that your palm is facing, or your knuckles should be facing up, so you can get a good wrist stroke. So once again, German grip. Take your stick like this, wrap those around, and knuckles up. And you can see how the main mechanism behind that is going to be that wrist motion there. And you're not really utilizing any rebound, your fingers aren't helping, just pure wrist motion. Now, for French grip, it's going to be a little bit different. Take your stick, and you're going to hold it in a similar fashion, although this time, for me personally, I like my pointer finger rests a little bit lower on the stick. And what I mean by that is that for German grip, this was above that first knuckle. For the French grip, I like it to be on the tip of my finger, so below the first knuckle, kind of like such. Now, French grip, your thumb is going to be on the top of the stick. German grip, if you remember, your thumb was on the side of the stick. Now, French grip, top of the stick. And these fingers are going to wrap around, and your knuckles, this is very important, your knuckles should be facing outwards, not upwards like German grip, but outwards like such. Now with the French grip, the whole movement is basically kind of a seesaw fluctrum between these two fingers, and then these three fingers will come in and make that move. So you can see with the French grip, it's really all about this movement. There's no wrist strokes. Pure French grip is just all in the fingers. And you can even train your fingers individually. I'll take this first one, second, pinky even. And you can train those all up to get that strength going and get that balance and coordination going. But once again, to recap, you have the German grip, stick like this, this wraps around, and knuckles up, and that's all wrist strokes. Now for the French grip, very similar. Hold your stick between these two fingers. Thumb is going to be on top. These fingers wrap around, and your knuckles are facing outwards, away from each other. Kind of like you're in the prayer stance, if you will. Yeah, so German, French. And both of these grips have their pros and cons. I don't think there's a drummer out there that specifically utilizes only one of these grips. Although it's very important to isolate and practice just wrist strokes and just finger strokes, it's also important to realize when you would use these. So for instance, if I'm on a practice pad like this, which has a lot of rebound, it's kind of like a snare drum, or like a hi-hat, like a harder surface that has rebound. That is a lot easier to use French grip on. However, if you're playing on like floor toms over here and it's a more zero rebound surface, German grip works a lot better. Lets you articulate each sticking more clearly. So there's definitely a use for both of these grips, and I suggest you practice both of them in order to develop a smoother playing around the entire drum kit, not just on one surface. So anyway, practice those grips, and make sure when you are practicing whatever you're practicing, when you're warming up, when you're doing paradiddles, when you're doing rudiments, doubles, whatever you're doing, make sure you're very conscious of how you are playing and the mechanisms that you are using to play. One of the things you especially want to focus on is being relaxed. And it sounds counterintuitive, but the more relaxed you are, the faster and easier you will be able to play. Control comes from relaxed muscles, and furthermore, if you're holding these sticks like a death grip, you should never be doing that. That actually leaves you prone to injury and just bad sound in general. It'll, it's not a good way to play the drums. Just very tense. You want to make sure your arms are as loose as possible. Definitely do some stretches beforehand. So anyways, guys, that's the German grip and the French grip. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like my content, and check out samthedrummer.com. And drum on.